Hi, it's Kylie. You know, you might be feeling really small today, or you might be feeling really big. Either way, when we're together and we express ourselves through art, it's powerful. So what do you say? Will you join me? You will? Awesome. You know, it's gonna be okay. We're gonna make it. Come on.
Hi, I'm so glad you're here. What do you want to do today? Let's see if it's nice outside. It is! It's a beautiful day. I love the fall outside because the leaves are so pretty. You know what? He needs to go on a walk. Do you want to go on a walk with us? Let's do it. You ready? Let's go. What a beautiful day! I love taking walks in the fall. The leaves are all crunchy under your feet. Have you seen all of these leaves on the ground? Look at this one. It's yellow with brown spots, and it comes to 3 triangle points. Ooh, this one's the same shape, but it's smaller and brown. This one is a different shape. It kind of looks like an oval with a point. I have an idea. While we're on this walk today with my dog, do you want to see how many different kinds of leaves we can find? Awesome, let's do it. Wow, look at this huge yellow leaf. I wonder what tree this came from. This one. Look, some of the leaves are still green. Some of them are turning yellow. Some of them are very yellow. And then this one fell off. Let's see what other kind of leaves we can find right here. Ooh, look at this brown, spiky one. I wonder if this came off of this tree. Look, all the leaves fell off of it already. Wow, let's keep looking. I see you. Friends, there is the coolest leaf right down there. Isn't it awesome? We're gonna have to be very brave and climb down to get it. Hashbrown, are you feeling brave? Let's go. Whoa. Oh, yes, got it. It's huge. Oh, and look at this little baby one right next to it. I wonder if they're friends. Wow, look at this bright red leaf. I love it. Do you see any red trees around here? Way up there. I love all these different colors we're finding. I love leaves. I have a great idea. Why don't we go back to my studio and we can make some paintings of leaves inspired by these leaves that we found. Do you want to? All right, let's go. Welcome to the studio.
I'm so excited to paint today. Today we're going to be painting with watercolor paints based on these really awesome leaves that we found on our leaf hunt. We're not just making any watercolor paintings today, we're making paintings on watercolor cards. That's right, when these paintings are all done and dry, I'm gonna put them in the mail and send them to some very special friends of mine. I'm so excited. I really think they're gonna like them. The first thing we need to do for each card is to take the shape of the leaf and trace it onto our paper, just like this. Watercolors come in two different forms. There's watercolors that are hard, and they each have their own little well. See all these colors? Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, brown, and black. When I paint with these kind of watercolors, I like to put some water in before I start painting so that they get nice and soft. The other kind of watercolor that you can buy comes in tubes like this. You just need to squirt out a very little bit of it because this paint goes a long way. Since there's no white in my palette, I'm going to add a little bit of white from my tube onto this palette so we can use that too. Don't need very much. All right, let's start. How would you describe the color or hue, which is just another word for color, of this leaf? It's kind of yellow. I see a little orange, but these colors are darker than this color. Let's think about how we would mix the paint to be this color. Let's start with yellow. Next, I'm going to add in a little bit of orange because there's kind of some orange hue to this leaf. Oh, look, we're getting closer, but we need this color to be a little lighter. So we need to add white. When you add white to a hue, you're making something called a tint. We're gonna add a little bit of white and see what happens. Oh, look, that tint of that hue is pretty perfect. Let's paint our leaf with it. Awesome, we painted this leaf to match the hue of this leaf. We painted the lightest color, but there are some darker colors in here. Light and dark and everything in between is something in art we call value. What is the value of this leaf? It's light because we used a tint. But there are some darker values in this leaf, so I'm gonna mix up hues that are the same color but different values. Watch. So we started the hue with yellow, and then we added just a little bit of orange. Whoa, that was too much. That's okay. We'll start again. Yellow, and then we'll take a little bit of that color. If I don't add any white to this, it's just this cool hue. Let's do a little bit of painting with this hue. We made a tint for the lightest color of this leaf, and we left the hue for the middle color of this leaf, but we need an even darker color. Do you know how to make that? You guessed it, we need to add a little black. This is our hue, and we're going to take just a little bit of black and we're gonna add it in. Whoa, it's perfect, look. That is called making a shade when you add black to a color. Here we go. I think it looks incredible. Let's move on to our next leaf. This leaf is red, that's the hue. Let's start there. I'm gonna get a little bit of red and put it on my palette. Now, is this hue lighter or darker than the leaf? This hue is a little lighter than this leaf, and the leaf is a little darker than the hue. So we're going to add a little bit of black. That'll make a shade. A little bit of black. Let's try it. Perfect. With this leaf, we made a shade because the leaf is dark. We added some black to red and we made a color called maroon, which is a shade of red. This is fun. This leaf is lighter on the top and darker on the bottom. That's two different kind of values, light and dark. When things go dark to light or light to dark, we call it a gradient. That's something that you can do with value. You can change it up. Let's paint this and make a gradient. Time for our last leaf. This leaf is mostly light green. Green, that's light. But I also see some dark brown spots. When you have two values next to each other, one that's very light and one that's very dark, that's something that we call contrast. Let me make a contrast with sound so that you can experience it. Here's a contrast between a quiet sound and a loud sound. Ready? That's a contrast. Try it. We're going to take green and make a tint because this is pretty light. So we're gonna add some white. And this is a kind of yellowy green, so let's add some yellow too. Perfect. I am light green. I am a light green leaf. Time to add some contrast. Look at that contrast. Love it. The last thing I'm going to do for these cards is put in a background color. You don't need to do this part if you don't want to. I love painting with you. I love these paintings we made together. But the next part is my favorite part. We made this art and now we're going to share it. Our cards are all ready to go. They're dry and I signed each painting. I'm going to write the name of my friend on this part of the envelope. This one's going to my friend, Etta. I wrote her name, E-T-T-A, right on the envelope. Then I'm going to write her address right here. The other thing I need to do is put my name and address up here. Kylee, K-Y-L-E-E. The stamp goes up here. That tells the post office that we are all good to mail this letter from my house to my friend's house. I'm going to put the cards in the rest of the envelopes and then, do you want to go to my mailbox with me? Let's do it. We're here at the mailbox. A letter for Roman, Ben, Emma, and Etta. I just got back from the mailbox and I am so excited for my friends to get the art that I'm sending them in the mail. I love sharing my art with people and I love making art with you. We had a really good day together, didn't we? Let's think about all the things that we did and learned. First, we were sitting in this very chair with Hashbrown the dog. Do you remember that? And we decided that we should all go for a walk together. And that made Hashbrown very happy. We went for a walk at a park that had lots of very amazing trees. The trees had leaves on them, but we also saw that some of the leaves were falling down to the ground. As we started looking at the ground, we saw that the leaves were all different shapes and sizes and colors. And we got so inspired by the shapes, sizes, and colors that we brought the leaves back to the studio to make some paintings. Do you remember that? We put 4 pieces of watercolor paper on my desk. 1, 2, 3, 4. And they weren't just any pieces of paper, were they? They were folded in half so that they made cards because we wanted to share this art with some friends in the mail. We made our paintings based on the leaves, and we learned something about color and value, didn't we? We learned that another word for color is hue. Do you remember that? And that you can make hues dark or light or middle. We made our hues dark by making shades. We added black to make a shade to make our hue dark. Our regular hue in the middle, we didn't add any colors to. We just used the color, the hue. To make the color very light, we added white to make a tint. This is value, dark to light. We also learned that if you put a dark color by a light color, it makes contrast. Do you remember? We made a sound about contrast, didn't we? Here's the contrast between a quiet sound and a loud sound. We made that, but just with color. Once all of our paintings were done and dry, I signed them, wrote a message inside, and then you and I put them in their envelopes, went to my mailbox, and put them in the mail. We put the red flag up on my mailbox so the post office person would know to get the mail and bring it to my friends. I can't wait for them to get it. I love making art with you. I love sharing art with you, and I can't wait until next time we get together and make something awesome.
Want to make more things together? Me too. Kylee. That's me. Search Kylee Makes It for lots of fun art videos. Also, parents and educators, go to kyleemakesit.com. I have lots of things for you too. Like this video and subscribe.